Hello, everyone. I hope everything is okay. Another Wednesday at HIPAM, and today we have the honor to have Olesia with us. Uh, Hello, Olesia. Welcome.
Hi everyone.
So, Olesia is from Capgemini, and she will talk with us about tools for conducting workshops, whiteboards, and workshop preparation canvas. Thank you so much. I hope the weather is good in Germany. Is where you're located, right?
That's not bad today. It's something like plus 13, and the main thing that it's sunny today.
Oh, okay. Not like not like that in Portugal is very it's raining. So um, And one warning to our viewers. As usual, the presentation will be shared in our YouTube. You can join us on YouTube or in internet page of the community, and please share your questions to the Q&A session that we have at the end of the presentation. Olesia, thank you so much. Please, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much for this introduction, and I'm really happy to be here today. It's a real honor for me, and let's get started. So, um, the topic for today's webinar is tools for conducting workshops, and we'll speak a bit about different e-whiteboards and such a interesting and useful tool as workshop preparation canvas. So, at the beginning, just a couple of words about myself um, and why I'm speaking about e-whiteboards. As it has already been told, I'm a Capgemini employee and I'm senior business analyst. And at the moment on my current project, I'm playing technical product owner role. I'm business analyst for more than 7 years, and I've got experience in different areas and domains like telecom, entertainment, healthcare, and retail. And at the moment, I'm working on telecom project. During that time, I used to play different roles like proxy product owner, BA team lead, key business analyst, etc. So it's really a widespread experience. And last couple of years, I also play a role of BA mentor for those who would like to dive deeper inside business analysis. And that's why I'm really a fan of sharing some interesting and thrilling topics. And one of them that I would like to present today is the topic about e-whiteboards. So I suppose that e-whiteboards, that's something that's probably not uh, totally unknown for most of you, but here is the list of contents, and let's go through that and have a look what exactly we will discuss today about e-whiteboards and what is workshop preparation canvas and why do we need it. So um, first, we'll speak about what are exactly e-whiteboards and have a look on some of the examples. That will be my personal score list, like top 5 from my side. Definitely, there are much more different e-whiteboards, but I will share with you like my um, favorite and probably most interesting for me personally e-whiteboards. Then we'll switch to the topic workshop preparation canvas. What is it? Why do we need it? And how it may help us to conduct workshop, etc. We'll discuss it. We'll go through the bone structure. So split the steps, check the algorithm, how to use these canvas. And at the end will be some tips and tricks from myself. I suppose it can be useful for all of you if you decide that, oh, well, that's a good opportunity to try it. So let's move on. Let's speak a bit about e-whiteboards themselves. Why do we need them? Why do we need them as business analysts, and what are the advantages for us? So first of all, e-whiteboards help stakeholders to stay tuned. What does it mean? You've got some interaction in e-whiteboard with your stakeholders, and it's always difficult to stay tuned when you are just sitting and one time in a half an hour say yes or no. But when you're part of interactive process, it's just impossible to not be involved into these discussions. So e-whiteboards help us to um, engage all the stakeholders, and the consequence get the most of them requirements, and yeah, requirements as an example. um, Almost 90% of all the information people get from ICE. We probably all of us know this fact. It's well known fact, but that's representative. That's representative that um, it's always much better and much more productive to have meeting when you not just like a speaking head, yeah, but when you also show something, show some picture, and amazing when this picture is also nice, yeah, nice colors, nice fonts, nice structure. We'll speak about that a bit later. um, as far as you know, probably all people can be divided into different groups. Like some of us are visuals, some of us prefer to, not prefer, but um, um, works with information better when we listen. So this means that ears are our main tool for gathering information. For some of us, you need to touch something, etc. But almost 80% of all people all over the world are visuals, and that's the main thing. That for more than okay, for 80% of all people, it's incredibly important to have a look at some picture, and have some visual storyline follow to follow their process. That's why e-whiteboards, yeah, become more and more popular and important for us. And last but not the least, e-whiteboards help us to store all the information in one place. In one place, that means that it's not distributed anymore. All links, pages, slides, pictures, schemas, everything can be on one place. And that's incredibly cool because you don't need to switch different documents. You may share just one link with your stakeholders, and they will always have an access to all the variety of useful documents that you want to share with your stakeholders. So that's more or less clear that, yeah, that's cool. E-whiteboards, that's really not bad. Why not to use it? But where we can use it? I suppose that most of you have already had an experience, yeah, with e-whiteboards, and here are some of like ideas or areas where e-whiteboards can be used. So my personal top ideas: requirements gathering. That's the first one. And as far as you know, there are several different requirements gathering techniques, like workshops, interviews, questionnaires, different creative techniques like brainstorming, for example. And e-whiteboards fits us perfectly, yeah, for all these activities. That's a great opportunity to collaborate with our stakeholders on the fly in real-time mode, and gather as much requirements as possible. Scrum ceremonies. So if some of you are Scrum Masters or probably product owners, probably you have already used in your everyday life e-whiteboards. If not, you definitely should try it. because for different Scrum ceremonies, there are millions of ideas how to conduct them using e-whiteboards, and not even for Scrum ceremonies, but also their like Scrum relatives, like for example for SAFe. When you're conducting PI planning, that's really a great tool to use e-whiteboards, conducting daily meetings, and especially retro meetings. That's an outstanding opportunity. Probably you have heard, you have seen somewhere that there are, I'll speak about it a bit later, there are like libraries full of different ideas and templates for how to conduct Scrum ceremonies, for example, retro. And that's really amazing variety of different design solutions that can be used in your whiteboard. Interaction with team and business. So probably it's not about requirements gathering. You've got just some meetings and you want to sketch something. Maybe you want to create some UI sketch, or probably you want to sketch some business process, or you want to make some diagram. It can be made with some simple elements, or you may use some diagramming functionality if it exists in this e-whiteboard. So yeah, it's just your everyday routine um, as a BA, and also for some related roles. And again, last but not the least, other activities. Um, for example, e-whiteboards also can be used for customer journey maps. So it's the story a bit more from user experience fields, from product management fields, service blueprinting, and just your personal notes, maybe tracking your progress, or conduct your personal activities in your personal space. That's also a good approach how to use e-whiteboards. Well, now, as I mentioned, I would like to share with you some of their examples of why e-whiteboards. Um, as I have already told, that's definitely not the whole list of e-whiteboards. There is a great variety of them, but here are some of them that I would like to share with you. And I also will be interested if you also have got some experience maybe with these e-whiteboard tools, or maybe you've got your favorites. You may share your opinion in comments. So just a couple of words on a high level. Mira. Uh, I would like to say that I'm Mira ambassador, but it's not the truth. No, I'm not Mira ambassador. I'm just fan of Mira product, and that's why Mira is here on the first place. That's why me personally, I use Mira on everyday life for my working tasks on my project, and for me personally, it's really I don't know, 30-40% of my working day I spent in Mira, and that's totally important for me. Just a couple of words here. Mira is partly free. That means that basic functionality is for free, but some extended functionality should be paid. For example, diagramming is not available. When you have just basic tariff, you should pay for that. There are amazing artificial intelligence features, and I'll show you some of them a bit later on the next slide. That's something incredible that I discovered this year, and probably some of you have already checked it. If you have already checked, please share your experience also in comments. It will be also very interesting to know about that. Um, and that's cool. We'll speak about that on next slide. Mira also has its own academy with a set of courses. They're really nice. They're so unusual. They are video lessons, and they are made in a very nice manner with a sense of humor, and it's easy to understand everything that's told there. And finally, you can earn beige. Gamification is important for all of us. So yeah, beige, that's always important. And Miraverse, it's something like the space. It's a library of different genius ideas that can be reused. So if you have never heard about Miraverse, you just may check it. And I'm more than sure that you will find there some cool ideas for inspiration. Well, the next tool is Mural. Mural is really similar somehow to Mira. And what's nice about Mural? For me personally, first of all, it's for free, and that's great. There is also integration with Microsoft Teams. Um, for example, at the moment, I'm Capgemini employee, and in Capgemini we use Mural, and that's amazing. When we get a chance to, so this integration with Teams, that's really important in everyday life. That's a great advantage. That's why Mural is really it has almost basic functionality, so it's yeah, as comfortable as Miro to use. And yeah, but this integration, that's really something cool. Confluence e-whiteboards. Probably some of you have already heard about that, but I'm not sure that everyone. Um, at the moment, Confluence whiteboards are better, and that's mean that it's really a new tool, and it's free usage at the moment. What's great about that? Confluence whiteboards can be created right in your Confluence hierarchy, in your Confluence structure. And that's amazing. So now you don't need to put links from some third-party e-whiteboard to your Confluence page, to your knowledge base, but you may just include this page with e-whiteboard to your hierarchy. We'll see a bit more details in the next slides about that, but that's amazing. Klaxon. Klaxon is also one of the e-whiteboards. It's partly free. It also has integration with Microsoft Teams. What's nice, Klaxon has the same approach as Mira has, like Klaxon Academy and also Inspiration Library. In Klaxon Academy, you may learn the basics, how to use this tool. And Inspiration Library, it's like Miraverse for Mira. That means that you may find there different ideas, approaches, and creative ways how to decorate your space. And what's nice here, and I've never seen it in any other tool, there are also such a functionality like it's possible to build the adventures and quizzes pathways. So it's gamification approach, and it's really interactive. So that's also nice to try it. If you've never tried it, you should have a look on that. That's nice, especially this last line that I've highlighted. That can be nice, I think, for Scrum Masters, or if you want to have some interaction with your team. That's great. And Microsoft Office whiteboards. I'm also not sure that lots of people have heard about that, but that's, from my opinion, that's also amazing product. So it's from the name, it's clear that it's produced by Microsoft Office, and it's totally integrated with Office 365, definitely. And these whiteboards can be added to Teams channel. So it's not just its integration with Microsoft Teams, but whiteboards can be added to Teams channel. That's really comfortable. And yeah, because I would say 95% of us use Office 365, that's really a great approach. Great approach to start using it, and it also can be comfortable and cool that it's easy to access to this Microsoft Office whiteboard because it's always yeah, at the same place where you've got all their other programs like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, etc. So that was an observation on a high level, and let's dive a bit deeper into some of these products. That's something that I would like to highlight, especially because that's my favorite. Mirror artificial intelligence. That's a great functionality. It was invented, if I'm not wrong, this year. And really this year. And that's a relatively wide range of functionality that can be conducted using this AI. What can be interesting for business analysts? You may generate cards with user stories. You may generate acceptance criteria for these user stories. Spoiler, definitely you should not use it without checking, but it's really not that bad. I have checked that, and more or less it works. It works, and that's great. And also there are different operations with images, like deleting background, and different operations with sticky notes, like grouping them by different parameters. So if you have never tried it before, try it. You'll definitely like it. Confluence whiteboards. That's what I told earlier. Here you can see on this picture, on the right side, on the left side, you can see the tree. And that's amazing, isn't it? That you can include your whiteboard to a certain place in your hierarchy. From my point of view, that's really extremely comfortable, as I told earlier, because you don't need anymore to look for some links and switch to other resources. You may have it stored right here in your Confluence, and that's, from my point of view, that's great. The only minus disadvantage is that it's just better, and well, there is you may see some functionality there, but it's still not 100% ready to be used. So you may use it, but I hope that functionality, there will be much more functionality later. So waiting for that. And Microsoft 365 whiteboard. As I told it, it's amazing, amazing, because it's integrated with all Microsoft products, through Microsoft Office 365 products. And that's also comfortable to use it, especially if you're got it's comfortable to have this link right on the hand. And yeah, that's nice. If you, for example, don't use Confluence, just try to use that. If you use, for example, OneNote more often than Confluence, try it. Definitely you will. I'm more than sure that you will like it. So, and now let's switch to here was a discussion about e-whiteboards themselves. But we have already discussed that e-whiteboards can be used for different activities. And one of these activities is workshop. So that's really, I think it's more or less clear that e-whiteboards are, that's a great tool for conduct workshops. And here is the question. Okay, workshop, it's more or less clear. We should just speak all together there and extract some useful information from our stakeholders. But that's the problem, because that doesn't work really so. The problem is that so often these workshops are hectic, and there is no bone structure, and it's chaos, it's chaotic, and it's difficult to understand what's really happened there. That's why I would like to share with you this cool tool, Workshop Preparation Canvas. That will help you to build your basic workshop structure, like a bone structure, skeleton. This canvas will help you to check yourself what meaningful parts have been already included, what parts are not included, and what should be included into your workshop structure. There is no common template, so it's not like a magic pillar, there is some structure that will help you for all the cases in your life. That doesn't work so. That means that for every certain case, you should define what exactly your expectations of this workshop. Is it your first setup meeting, for example, with your stakeholders, clients, or it's their 10th meeting and everybody knows each other, and yeah, you need to don't need to say hello for the first time for all these people? Do you want to elicit requirements, or maybe you want to prioritize requirements, or maybe it's I don't know, Scrum retro meeting? Do you want to clarify some processes, or bah? So you just need to define your goal, and based on this goal, you may use the common structure, but definitely add some meaningful parts that will make sense for your certain case. And what are the advantages of using workshop preparation canvas? Um, that's, as I have already told, it's like a bone structure. So this canvas will provide you ideas how to make the structure of your workshop. You may create your personal library of different elements, different ideas, and just reuse them. That's, for example, what I'm doing that often in my working life. I have got lots of frames with different ideas for different situations, and I've already known that when I've got new meeting with stakeholders, for example, I know that okay, someone I have created something that will fit to this meeting. That means that I may reuse it. And so finally, these canvas help us to make our workshop less chaotic. So let's have a look at a couple of ideas how workshop preparation canvas may look like. Here on this slide, you see one of the examples. The name of this workshop preparation canvas is 6P, and Toby Sinclair is the author of this workshop preparation canvas. Why 6P? You may see here on the screen, because for this, in this canvas, you will see such a blocks like purpose, practicalities, participants, products, process, and the last P, principles. That's nice approach. You definitely may modify it for yourself, but that's good starting point. Yeah, like at the top you see some intro, like what's the title, what's the date, and then you see section purpose is more or less clear. Practicalities. That's nice to use this section because you provide some, I would say, logistic rules. Yeah, you just set some rules. Yeah, like um, we all will meet at that time. We will be in this room. You may share some links, and so that are some technical details that will make your, for example, if it's PI planning, you may in this section you may have all the links for separate rooms where different teams should go at some certain time. That's for practicalities. Participants. Clear products, yes. Processes and principles. Principles is, from my point of view, interesting section. That's sometimes it's also can be important, especially when you've got the like first setup meeting with, for example, your stakeholders. You may set up here basic principles. What does it mean? For example, rule of one microphone. Here is space free from some like aggressive mood or something like that. That can be all the questions put in chat, or raise your hand if you want to ask some question. That's, from my point of view, really nice idea and can be included in your personal workshop preparation canvas. So let's move on to the next one. Here you may see another structure. This structure, I have created it some time ago and used for some of my workshops. So what I would like to highlight here. Here were some, here you may see some universal canvas parts that can be included in any case, and you may see them here. It's like workshop intro. What's intro? It's name, workshop date, some participants. Agenda, what will be discussed on this workshop, and results as next steps, or maybe some decisions, or maybe some open questions. That's all in the results sections. And also such as sections like pain points or pain relievers can be added here if it's valid both for product management topics or for business analysis topics like requirements gathering, initial requirements gathering. um, or probably there could be some other additional sections, like if you are speaking about business processes, you may compare business process as is and to be status. That's what also can be used. And by the way, we'll speak at the end about tips and tricks, but you may see here that I use the same use for on Toby Sinclair's canvas. Icons can be used that build associations, with what will be discussed in these sections. And you also may choose, what um, fonts to use, what colors to use. That will make their your workshop will provide you some additional information. Workshop canvas provide you some additional information when you use some special colors, special fonts. Just think about it. One more idea. Here is an example of one additional workshop preparation canvas. What's interesting here? Here on the top, you may also see this like intro part, where the name of the workshop is written, date, location, etc. What's interesting here? Here we may see right in the middle section logistics. It looks almost the same as on Toby Sinclair's example. There was a section practicalities. So logistics. Um, that's the question. Uh, that's a technical related questions. Who will be the facilitator? Do I need a co-facilitator? How many different rooms do I need, for example, in Zoom, when I would like to split comments? What are the right links for these rooms? So I like this name logistics because it provides us the whole picture. It's clear. Okay, all logistics questions they will be discussed here. And what I also like here is a section called on the right called energy management, and that's great. That's really great. What is it about? How do I keep people engaged? How I would like to interact with the people? That's partly about rules, and that's partly about your facilitation vision. What are you going to do there? That can be, for example, a temperature measurement, and you may interact with your participants somehow. What are your expectations at the beginning? Are you satisfied at the end? So these sections help you somehow. I think that could be especially great for the team when it's not the first workshop for the first time with totally unknown people. But that can be nice for a workshop when you meet with the people with whom you are more or less familiar too, and you know each other, and measuring this energy level, satisfaction level, that can be a great approach from my point of view. Well, that were a couple of words about examples. And now let's speak about algorithm itself. So that's great. We have seen some examples. That's nice. Here are some ideas that you may try to use in your everyday life as a BA. But here are some steps that definitely will help you to build your own workshop preparation canvas. First, you should just define the workshop goal. As I mentioned before, just understand what are your expectations, at the end. What is the setup? What's the environment that you are creating these canvas? Do you know these? Do you know this setup and people who will join this meeting, or it will be something? It will be introductory meeting. Define this goal. Then you should define the workshop structure. Workshop structure you may define, so you may build a section with timing, and timing will help you to define agenda. Try to answer yourself, what are important topics that you would like to highlight during this workshop? What are the topics to be discussed, and section logistic, yeah, how you will discuss it. Will you split people in different rooms? Do you need some additional technical solutions, etc.? So what are the blocks, yeah, of these of your workshop? Define your participants, and that's like a BA Bible. You definitely know that that's nice if you created the structure. Great, you are prepared. Workshop will be tomorrow, and no one will attend it, because you should check their availability. You should inform them ahead, and probably, for example, if these stakeholders probably have never ever seen your e-whiteboard, so share with them the link a bit before, for example, in non-editorial format, or just provide them an information that that will be the format of your workshop. Yeah, it will be e-whiteboard, where you will facilitate the whole workshop, and probably you may suggest them to register themselves, to sign up to this e-whiteboard if they have never ever used that. So help them to be prepared to your meeting. And finally, be ready to facilitate your workshop. That means that provide some final preparation, think about some corner cases. Maybe you need to have some, we have already mentioned, for example, section for parked questions. If you suppose there will be some tricky questions that you won't be able to provide an answer right at the moment, park them, just park them. And never forget that you have parked some questions. And choose your facilitation strategy. How will you behave yourself? What is the auditory that you will interact with? Should you be like open-minded, open to different suggestions, or for example, you are got restricted time frame, and your goals are a bit another? You also should think about that. Well, that was the common idea for algorithm workshop preparation canvas, and now you may try to build your personal workshop preparation canvas. And like cherry on the top, I would like to share with you some tips and tricks how to make this preparation canvas a bit more nice looking and maybe fruitful. Set up workshop rules. I have already told about that, but that's really, really nice. Lots of people before pandemic have never ever worked that much in online, and all workshops have never been in such a format. So help them with understanding how to collaborate in this e-space. um, Use different visual elements like icons, pictures, something that will help people to build associations. Yeah, for example, here on the picture, you may see that if it's time, you may see here an icon as a clock. Location, you may see here like a flag, etc. And think about the design. It's like colors, fonts, and infographics that you will use here. Try to make it not that maybe colorful. Otherwise, people, it can be also difficult to focus on the screen if there will be too many elements and they all will be too colorful. Build Tetris structure. Tetris structure, that what have you seen on every single example? In general, it's a rectangle. But inside this rectangle, you may see other different parts, like rectangular parts, and they are combined somehow. And that's always looks nice. That helps people to see the frame, and on the from the first view understand what will be discussed there. And also, last but not the least, check your customer journey map. So go ahead through the structure to check the narrative. So you may build amazing canvas. It's nice looking. There are cool elements there. You define the right people. That's great. But the narrative is wrong. That's mean that it's not logical at all. That's mean that there was some agenda, but for example, you have lost some blocks from agenda in your canvas. It doesn't make sense. People will be really frustrated with that. Or for example, you created a great agenda, but some of the points are not relevant to this workshop. So just exclude them from agenda, yeah, and even don't use them in your canvas. Well, um, dear guests, that was pretty it, what I would tell you about workshop preparation canvas. And as the one of the final slides, I would just share with you the link. You may check it with your handy, with your mobile phone. That's the link for one of the interesting podcasts. It's called "There Is a Workshop for That." That's the podcast about facilitation, podcast about leadership and how to conduct workshops effectively. Somehow it's related to our topic because we may have amazing canvas, but if we are not prepared to facilitate these workshops, it won't be that effective and fruitful. So if you're interested in, just check it. Maybe this podcast can be useful for you. And that's pretty it, what I would like to share with you. Many, many thanks for your attention. And I would be happy to answer your questions if there are some. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Olesia. It was a really, really very good presentation. I love it, and
Thank you.
I didn't know that, for example, that Miro has AI features now. I have to explore
Mm,
it. Yeah,
yep.
and but how does it works? It's something like ChatGPT or Bart, and you insert your text to something.
There are different options. There is AI for working with images, and at the moment it's just removing a background. And there
Okay.
is also for example, functionality to work with cards, and then it will generate your new user stories. Or there is also different options working with, for example, generating images. Yeah, you just type a text, and AI will generate a picture for you. For example, I had a nice example with a text business analysis, and AI generated me some picture. Somehow it looks more or less it can be associated with business analysis. So, but somehow it can be compared with ChatGPT, but ChatGPT it's more for like text
Yeah, yeah.
generation, yeah. And AI, Mira AI helps you, yeah, in different areas, also with visual objects and sticky notes. So I would say the functionality is, yeah, even more interesting.
I will explore it. Yeah. So we have some questions and comments. I
Great.
will start with a question from Konstantin. I think this is regarding the Miro because he is right at the question in that point of your presentation. And the question is, what's your experience or on integration handy input devices? Example, some model or tablet, etc. And he comments also, it's handy to quick sketch something on physical whiteboard, but quite a pain with using the mouse. What your experience with that?
But I would say that I'm one of these people who are visuals, totally visuals. And I always need to, me personally, I always need to make some pictures, um, draw some schemas, and like make something with my hand on a paper. That means that I really use, for example, paper, notebook, my everyday life. But I've been using e-whiteboards for quite a long time, so I'm not struggling at all anymore with a mouse or etc. And there were some projects where we, for example, used e-whiteboards for PI planning, and these spaces, they were really, really incredibly big. But if here are a couple of words about workshop preparation canvas. If it was prepared well and well structured, I mean, with clear rules, it's really not that difficult to use it. And if I understood the part of the question correct about tablets and mobile, I've never used Mira in tablets because I haven't, or by my mobile. Just for me personally, it doesn't make sense because it makes sense. And I've got a notebook with relatively small screen, and it's even not the best case. The best case for e-whiteboards definitely to have a quite big a quite big screen, then you will like use all the useful functionality, yeah, of these products. Hope
Yeah,
that I answered the question.
I think so. And the rest comes with training, correct? The mouse thing. Because
Right.
at the beginning, yeah, I can understand the question. At the beginning is a little bit confusing, but it's just for a little bit of time.
Yeah.
So we have the people are liking the presentation. For example, Katerina say thank you for the great presentation. It was very useful. Yeah, I agree.
Thanks.
And we will give one more minute or two if someone else can wants to uh, put a question for our speaker. Please don't be shy. And I am checking right now. We don't have, but anyway, Olesia, it was very, very good. I learned a lot, and I believe that our viewers learned it also. And thank you so much for sharing this knowledge. It was very, very useful. I like it, really like it.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy to be here and happy to share this with you, and hope it really was useful.
Yeah,
So
it.
many thanks for your attention.
Okay. We don't have any more questions, so we will give you this more or less 10 minutes back.